we've got a cacophony of corgis this morning. Lola's joining in. Can you hear her? Like my little Lola girl. She's being so good. And my Benji, my teddy bear. Hi, everyone. Good morning, Regina. Good morning, Loretta and Leslie. I see Shelly and Susan and Irma. Oh, hello. Leilani, hi. Let's see who else we got. Morning, morning, morning. Hi, Bren. Hi, Mary Jane. Hi, Barbara. How are you all? Hi. Well, it's been quite a weekend, and I'm sorry to have taken 3 days, but I had to do some things with my son and get ready for Christmas, and of course, working with my sisters to try to come up with some plans for the holidays and for memorializing my brother-in-law, who, if you hadn't heard, passed away from complications of COVID on Saturday morning. We got word on Friday morning that he was not doing well. When they tried to, he had really recovered and the COVID was gone, but he was on a vent. And when they tried to take the vent out because he was recovered, he just couldn't recover from what happened. It was really tragic. And 57 years old, and he regretted. Because people asked me if he was vaccinated. He was not. And he regretted it because when he woke up from the medically induced coma, he was very concerned about his family, saying that, everyone should be vaccinated. So I got that word. So because prior to, okay, he was not. Thank you, everyone. So I thank you all for your well wishes, and it's going to be a tough Christmas, but we're going to persevere because that's what Cavicchios do. They persevere, and that's who I am. So that's what we're doing. Let's see. It kind of changed some of my plans for the upcoming holidays. I am planning on spending the week between Christmas and New Year's with her and her family up in New Hampshire, which is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have class up there because it is very remote, although I think she would so enjoy being part of that. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'll bring some smaller crafts to do sort of introductions to things. I know her daughter, she's a teenager, so she might like to do that if we can get an internet connection, but probably shouldn't look for me during that week. And I will try to come up with some schedule. And until then, I'll be here daily. I'll be here daily until Christmas. And we will continue to do our Saturday or Sunday. I want to hear from you. If Saturday or Sunday is a better day. I was kind of feeling like Sunday might be a better day for large projects, or I don't know. It's up to you. If you like date night, we can do date night. We can still do that. It's whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. This Saturday, we are going to do something called an illuminated Christmas tree. It's kind of a workup to SVG Cuts heirloom Christmas tree, which looks way harder. But it's sort of the same idea. It's like a small, like maybe it's 12 inches tall, illuminated Christmas tree that's just phenomenal. And it's only a cutting project, really, an assembly. But I mean, it's really just, there's nothing different about it. It's very easy. So I thought that we could do that. As for the explosion box that we wanted to do, I'm actually going to work that in to tomorrow's episode because it was easy to put together. It's kind of big and bulky though, so we'll figure something out. I might have to move over to the other side of my desk here and have a little bit more room to put it together. There's a lot of pieces. Um, also, and I didn't tell the YouTubers yet because I was waiting for it to go live, but starting at midnight or 12:01 this morning, our Christmas giveaway is alive. Let me tell you a little bit about it because it's slightly different than before. Okay. So it is still with Rafflecopter. They're the ones that it's like a automatically generated order, like not order, like it picks somebody randomly. I don't have to worry about bias or anything else. It does goes through all the generated stuff. So I set up the giveaway until Christmas. So it started this morning. It's going to go till Christmas. You can put your entry in, one entry a day, every day for that entire time. So today's the first day. So you can put your entry in today and I will continue to remind you. So it's going to go for like 3 weeks. After we get some entries in, the first week or so, I will pick a winner, and then I'll pick another and another so that we have 5 winners, but it will be over the course of the next 3 weeks. And so what that means is if you get your name in and you're not picked for the first prize, you still have your name in there to get picked for the second prize or the third, fourth, or fifth. Okay. And there is a possibility that you will win twice. And I think for fairness sake, I will probably, um, that's where I can intervene and just say no, nobody can win twice. But I guess what I was trying to do is get people the most opportunities to win. There are 5 prizes. 3 of them are a brand new Cricut BrightPad Go, which is a $99 value. That's the rechargeable Cricut BrightPad, which is very useful, and it's a very nice size. You can bring it to your bed or your sofa or your kitchen while you're doing something else, and you can be with your family while you're weeding. So we have 3 of those prizes, and then the fourth and fifth prize are each will have a EasyPress Mini, which is the little, it looks like an iron, the little iron type of easy press, and the mat that's sold separately, but is so invaluable. We use our Easy Press Mini on cards, paper, cardstock, wood, and it's so portable and light and works really, really well. Works like a charm. So I'm glad to be able to give those out. So there'll be 2 more of those. So there's going to be 5 prizes that I will pick over the course of the 3 weeks. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to give it a couple of days before I pick the first one because I want to give people the opportunity. It says one link. So as not to confuse anybody, there's one link. So, whether you want to win the BrightPad or the Easy Press, you put your name in the same way as everybody else. And all you have to do, I'm trying to reach, I don't think I'll make it, but I'm trying to reach, um, sorry, 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know that I'll do that, but I'm sure as heck going to try. And that's through doing these giveaways and for your with your help. I appreciate the sharing, liking, commenting. All of that helps me in the YouTube arena. The Facebook stuff I left off from this giveaway because I think it kind of confused people. So we're just doing YouTube, and we're trying to very, very clearly trying to up the subscribers for our year end goal of 20,000 people. So I am so thankful that you can help me with that. And so I'm hoping that you can. So if you are not a subscriber, subscribe, get your name in. I will put the link to this project, to this giveaway every day in the description of the YouTube video. I will also put the description in the Facebook videos as well. It's just, you can't get an entry just for being from Facebook. Okay. Um, all right. So today, um, yeah, thank you so much. I just love my regular followers. I just have to give a shout out to people like Shirley and Emmy and Loretta, and Susan. These are all people that ask you. These are my non-paid administrative people that are Dawn. Yeah. Oh, Dawn Walsh's power is up. She's not. She says hello. So these are all people that are just. Ardeen is in Arizona, her winter home. Thank you, Ardeen. I appreciate it. Eileen's here from Florida. Tammy, everyone. So thank you so much for being um, part of the Cricut chat experience. I do have one little comment to make is that recently, um, again, we got somebody on YouTube saying, just, could you stop talking? It really led me to think, well, maybe I do talk too much, and if I do, I apologize. um I this is we're making progress every day, and so I'm getting to the place where people like Shirley and what's her name? Louise Beauregard and other people can come in and do their little thing on my group. So I'm not the only person that you're listening to, I guess is what I'm saying. But the show is called Cricket Chat, which means that there will be some chatting in the in the show. So, and I've gotten enough feedback to know that that's what you guys like. So there will still be people who just don't understand that that's what this is. It's not a straight tutorial, and it's sort of going to go off on tangents, which I am prone to. So apologize if this isn't for you. If it's too much, find somebody else. No hard feelings. This there are a lot of people that like it, and thank you, Eileen. um okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, this is my life. This I Every morning I open up my craft studio Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock live. I live in New England, just north of Boston. I have three very rambunctious corgis named Teddy Bear, Benji, and Lola, and they're all part of the show. And I have a son named Owen, who is a teenager and also the mascot for the PBD Fire Department, Sparky the fire dog. So there's a lot going on here, and I appreciate new subscribers, and I also appreciate my old ones. They are the most uplifting and wonderful people. I have made an incredible amount of just, I would call them lifelong friends here. And if you're new, reach out and say, hey, I'm new. My name is blah from here, and they will welcome you. I believe that in my heart. They're very welcoming. This is the friendliest group on the internet when it comes to Cricut. No one will say bad things about you or be critical of your work or anything. People are very, very sweet. And I love that. I love that because we're all learning as we go. So today we're going to be making a card from Rob and Bob. Rob and Bob, if you're new to the Cricut Access scene, is a designer. It's a studio, Rob and Bob Studios. I did a little research on this card because I couldn't make out what they were, but there are two of them here. So I thought, well, maybe they're turtle doves. So I did look up turtle doves, and I really do think, considering this detail on the wing, that they are turtle doves. I picked up some pictures. I want to show you what I thought. So these are turtle doves from the 12 Days of Christmas song. And you can see here that they have a very distinct pattern on their wings, which I thought that's what this has to be. There's two of them with that distinctive pattern. And this is actually called Joyful Birds. If you are a Cricut Access subscriber, it is a free card that I'm going to show you where to find. You do have to resize it and come up with um, some sort of sentiment. I'm going to show you that too. It's a fairly easy card. However, I would cut it out if I were you. And what I did was I cut these three pieces out of out of uh, regular cardstock. But what I did was I used the intricate cut setting. And then these three pieces that you'll see here, which my computer's not behaving as well as I want, but these three pieces, they do match these colors, at least the green and the red does. But I am going to change those colors, and I'm going to make them all the same color. And I'm going to show you a little trick about how we can use 6 by 6 inch paper. I have foil paper from Michael's, and create these and create like kind of like a quadrant style. We've done this before, but I'm going to use foil paper for this case. So that's what we're going to do. And I did come up with I was trying to think of a good, you know, name here, but I didn't really know. So I thought, well, Let Heaven and Nature Sing seemed like kind of um, a nice thing, but maybe you come up with something different. Okay. And so we're going to start the way we always start, which is from a blank canvas. Okay. So start off, whether you have something on there, you're going to hit new or new project, and we are going to go to images right here. Okay. Now, images are collected into something called an image set. This is from um, the old way of having cartridges with images on it. I love this way of doing it because it makes it so much easier to find images, because they're collected into certain categories or certain names. Okay. So when you come here and you do images, say, there's 267,000 images. How am I supposed to find this image under 267,000 images? I will be scrolling all day. And yes, you will be. And there's nothing wrong with scrolling, especially for inspiration. But if you know specifically what you're looking for, I would recommend that you search by image set. So this is how you would do it. You'd go up here to all images. It's slightly different if you're working on the iPad. You would go to categories and then choose image sets. But we're going to go to highlighted categories here. It says image sets right there. You'll see the number of 267,000 images gets honed down to 5,500 image set, which is still a lot. So you can search for image sets just like you would search for images. The only thing is it only searches by the image set name. So you have to sort of guess if you're looking. So for instance, if you were looking for, say, porch signs, you could type in the word porch and you will get 17 different image sets that are porch signs. And you'll notice that I think all of these have this A on it. So if you are a Cricut Access customer, a subscriber, anything that has an A on it is free for you to use while you are an Access subscriber. Okay. So if you see this A there, that means that you are subscribed. Or I'm sorry, if you says subscribe down here and you know you're subscribed, this is what you need to look for so you don't end up paying for images. Now I know there are a lot of people who say, well, I don't like having to pay for a monthly subscription. There are a number of places I can find images, let's say Etsy, or I can go on Google and swipe images, or some people post free images. And, frankly, we have done that. We've done SVGs, and actually we've got a couple that we're coming up with this week that you're going to see. So this is not to say, don't be a subscriber, because a subscriber offers so much and it saves you a lot of time in looking. Okay. The other thing to mention is that there are other benefits, such as there are Cricut Access exclusive content, as well as specials such as mystery boxes that contain our favorite Christmas cuties. I'm sorry, not Christmas cuties, Cricut cuties. That's what this is. Okay. So when we get to image sets, to find this card, we're going to type in the word or the name Rob, R-O-B, and we will see that there are 15 image sets that are part of the Rob and Bob Studios. You'll notice that there are a couple here that are not part of Access. These are ones that just released through the digital mystery box. There's two. One's called Celebrations, and the other two is called Holiday Collection 1 and Holiday Collection 2. Plus, there were three fonts. Excuse me. So there were three fonts with that, and the price was like $29.99. And eventually, I think it's like 6 months down the line, you will, if you're an Access member, you will see these become Access. So this is kind of like early access if you want to get them. And I will tell you, there are some really nice images in there. We've already done one. We did a beautiful one on Friday. So if you want to go and have a look at that, you can still purchase this we did this one here. I don't know if you can see it, but it was the deer in the woods one, just so beautiful. So we're going to go to the image set called The Best of Rob and Bob, one of my favorites. And you will see that there are images and projects for every holiday throughout the year, including Halloween, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all of that. There is a number of really beautiful cards here, and this is where I found today's project. So let's go ahead and hopefully I can find it. I did also check off here as it's one of my favorites. So if you don't know how to do that, here it is right here. So if you don't know how to favorite something or save it, you just have to click on this little like bookmark here, and that will save it, which will make it easier for you to look. You don't have to actually come through image sets once you've saved them. And I believe you can save, I don't know, up to 1,000 images. I don't know how many I have, but we'll have to have a look at that. So here it is. So let's grab that and bring it into our canvas. All I did was click on it and hit insert. And it does come in rather small. You can keep it at this size if you want. It's basically an A2 size. But when it comes to Rob and Bob cards, I generally make them A7s, which are 5 by 7. So that is a folded size. So when you're doing it, you need to account for the fact that there's a fold here. Okay. And so you need to make it not 5 by 7, but 10 by 7. And we're going to have this fold here. If you are a Joy user, You could use this card, but you would have to make a few adjustments, and I can show you real quick how that's done. But first, let's resize. So we're going to go up here to the sizing where it says width and height. You see that? And there is a little padlock on, and it's on. So what that means is your proportions are locked when the padlock is shown closed. If you undo it, and you made a change to either your width or your height, that would mean the other portion wouldn't get changed. What I do is I try to keep the padlock, and then I change the height. So this one I'm going to change to 10, and you will see, woo, it automatically readjusted the width here to 7. So if that's perfect for me. Sometimes if you readjust and you do like a height of 10, it doesn't always make the width. That's when you would use the unlock, and then you could just change the width to 7. Okay. So let's ungroup this so you can see how this is made. This is the outside piece, and this is the inside piece. So this will be the outside piece of our card. It has a score line here. It's very detailed cut. This will be the inside piece that we can put a sentiment on. And then we have these two layered pieces that work so that, just certain things are, let me move this, just certain things here are cut out. So when you do layer them, you start to see that the colors come into play this way. I love this technique. I especially like this, especially rather than paper piecing, because it makes a really nice thick card, but also it's so much easier than having to do these small cards. So you see, this is the end result. That is the 4 layers. Okay. Not really much that we have to do to make a change here, except talk about the a sentiment, but I do want to be mindful of these pieces. So these pieces are actually paper piecing pieces. So we're going to cut these out in foil. So I'm going to use my regular cardstock from Michael's here. I love the 8.5 by 11 stuff that they sell, and it works great with 5 by 7 inch card and also the smaller cards. So that's what I'm going to use for these. But these 3 things I think will look good, and they'll stand out on the card if they're foil. The only thing is that oftentimes you get like these little teeny tiny pieces, and most of the foil comes in either 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11. I mean, sometimes you can find little foil books. I'm going to show you. Sometimes you can find these little foil books. This is a die cuts with a view metallics matte stack. This one is a gold matte stack, and so you can find these, and these are great if they're going to serve your purpose. We need 3 different colors here, so I'm actually going to get 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11, which also I get from Michael. So here is red, which has some dust on it, red, green, and gold. These all come in, they come in different packs. This is an example of one of the packs. They usually come 25 in a sheet. They're nice because they're backed by with a little craft board. So it's nice and sturdy, not really flimsy like if you were doing foiling. Okay. And this was 25 sheets of pink. Can you believe it? Pink. I'm saving that for Valentine's Day. And you can buy these on the Michaels website if you want. And then we will cut these down into 6 by 6 inch pieces, and we're going to use this sort of quadrant style to do that. So in order to do that, what we can do is we can do that manually, but to be honest, I think it's easier if we just create a unique color. So I'm going to just choose brown, and I'm going to turn all 3 of these brown. I know it's ugly, but what this will do for me is when I hit make it, I'm going to have all of these brown pieces on the same mat. So I don't have to move mats around. Now, you guys know me. I like to make 2 cards at a time. So this is going to save me quite a bit of paper as well. So here we go. These are the outside pieces, and that's just going to be one 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. But then when you get to the green pieces, I can cut this out with 1 sheet, and I don't have extra left over. The same thing with the red. So these are our inside pieces. Now, what happens with this? Well, the way this was set up was this piece here is going to be green. So I'm going to move this piece over here, and I'm going to take mental note that it's in the 3rd quadrant. So a 12 by 12 inch mat has basically 4 quadrants, right? Because math. So 6 by 6 will fit in all 4 quadrants, here, 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 and here. So you'll notice that there are these numbers down the side and across the top that tell you the inches. It might be slightly different if you are international, where you might not do inches, but for us, because we're in America, I don't know how Canadians work there. They probably use metric. We're the only ones that don't. So the bows are going to be red, and the full piece is going to be gold, and then these little snowflakey things are going to be green. So we don't have to have the exact same color that is listed on here. And in fact, we can play like a little trick on our machine on how to do this. I'm going to show you real quick how I do that. And then we're going to go back because I also want to show you how to put in a sentiment. Okay, so let me move you down just so you can see what I'm going to do. So you see here's my work surface, and here are the 3 pieces of foil cardstock. And what I'm going to do is take my cutting, this is called a personal trimmer, I think, and Cricut has one, but there are others out there. You don't need this style. It's just what I use. So I'm going to take the 8.5 by 11 inch, and I am just going to cut at the 6 inch mark down like this. And then I'm going to turn it and cut again at 6 inches. You know, you can fiddle with this because it is 11 inches. You could do 5.5, but this is just so that you can understand the whole 6 by 6 quadrant method. Okay. And of course we save that extra stuff for scraps. And that's important. So let's go ahead. So I have the green, I have the red, and I have the gold. Let's get that in there. So now that I have the 6 by 6 inch pieces, I can get my mat, which it's a 12 by 12 mat. So let's put this away. And let's get a mat. A brand new one. And using my screen as reference, I'm going to take the gold and I'm going to put it up here, right there. And then the red, which is where the bow is going to be. You see how beautifully these sit just like that on the quadrant. And since we don't have a 4th color, it's going to stay blank. Then when we go to cut it, the machine thinks it's all 1 sheet of paper, but it's not. We tricked the machine, and that's how you would do multiple colors. This, you could do these all individually. Absolutely could. However, this will save you a little bit of time. You won't have to take it out and put it in. And it's great for when you're doing multiples. Okay. So that's about that. Let's go and talk about the inscription or the sentiment on the inside. So a lot of cards don't have inscriptions on these, so I like to add them. And I looked for something that could be sort of kind of holiday-ish and Christmassy-ish, and I went in my head through the 12 days of Christmas knowing that these are turtle doves. and I don't know what to use unless you guys have 3 years of scraps. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I actually give my scraps away twice a year. Um, so hi Dawn. Oh Dawn, you're back? Okay. So I didn't know what to put. So I came up with Let Heaven and Nature. I know it's not part of the 12 days of Christmas, but I was like, my Trula gave to me on the first day of Christmas. There's really nothing in there except naming off the names, right? So I figured let heaven and nature sing. It's two birds. They don't have to know that this is two turtle doves, although we could just say two turtle doves, or I don't know. But I'm like, I don't know. Let heaven and nature sing seems like a good solution for me. So I'm going to go to text. This is the text box. It's a big T for text. So you would click on this. Sorry, I'm keep moving my thing because I and if you do that, up pops a little box. You can make this box bigger if you like. You don't have to just keep it that small. I actually like it a little bit bigger, but this is where you're going to add your text. So I'm going to add in, unless somebody can come up with a better thing, let heaven and nature sing. So let's type in let heaven and nature sing, that sort of thing. All right. Now, there's a lot we can do with this. When you're using your machine, you can cut out these. Obviously, you could cut them out in paper, or what I like to do is cut them out in vinyl. Or sometimes I also like to use the pens. So I'm going to show you a couple of different tricks here. First of all, it's very large, and I don't even need to show you where is the original card, the card base. Here it is. Let's bring this card base over. Come on over. Come on. Okay, so here is the card base, and here it is, and yikes, it takes up the whole inside. I suppose there might be some reason for you not to have the whole space, like have a space for writing, but you know, that's up to you. So this is as it is cut out. You could cut it out in vinyl, and we've done vinyl before, and that's really fabulous. Or what we can do is go up to fonts up here and look for a single, like a writing single layer. There's single layer cutting, there's writing, and what you want to do is you want to go up here to filters and choose writing, and that is going to show you all of the current fonts that have a writing bit. Okay, so for instance, that one we already know about. There are just a couple that I added over the weekend that I wanted to show you. Now, here we go. This is one that I love. It's called Four Seasons Home Decor. Okay. Now, I'm choosing it as a writing style, so it's going to change it to a writing style for me. Now, you notice that the writing style is a simple letter, like a simple stroke of the pen. If you chose, for instance, this Four Seasons Home Decor in the regular style, when you change it to pen, okay, so go up to operation and change it to pen. It's going to turn the letters into a bubble letter. Now you have a couple choices here. It does not fill in this space. It basically will just do the outside or the outline of the letter. If you want, here are your choices. You can change it back to a writing style, or you can choose it as regular. And if you want to use a pen, you can use a thicker pen, like a 1.0 inch pen, and that might fill in most of it. That's actually what I chose to do on this one. I used a thick gold pen, and I used a font that was bubble letters instead of the writing font. So I could probably get away with it for this one as well. So let's try it. So here is our saying it's still way too big, and also it is not centered, and I love a centered sentiment. So I'm going up here to alignment and choosing center. Okay. So that's good, but it's still way too big. So I'm going to use these bounding box, like these little arrows right here, and just sort of kind of decide what size I want it. And I use this background of the card just so that I can see, all right, this is probably good. I want to be able to write the name of the person that I'm sending this to, and I want to have a little sentiment that I'm going to handwrite at the bottom. So there's one more thing that we have to do. Since I'm going to use a pen on this, I need to go up here to operation because it's set as a cut. Okay. So I'm going to go to operation and I'm going to choose pen. You can also do things like foil here or deboss, engraving and things like that. But I'm choosing pen here. And we also, the second thing we need to do is we need to grab all of this, both the card and the sentiment, and we have to attach it. So we have to grab both of them just like that. It has the bounding box around it. And then we're going to go down here to the right hand side where there is a paper clip that says attach. Now we have an attached sentiment that's going to be in pen. And when we go to make this, we will see, I'm not going to do the 2 again, but here it is, right? If you haven't done this right, it won't appear like this. It will appear separately. If you want to cut it out in vinyl, you can do that and then put it on after the fact. But this is what I wanted to do with the pen. And so I want to just show you real quick. Now I have a maker and I have all the tools for the maker and I love all the tools. However, when I make cards, I generally speaking do not use the scoring wheel. Okay. I don't generally use the scoring wheel here. So what happens is it comes up and my scoring wheel, because I have the maker, it says you're going to load your single scoring wheel in clamp B. I don't want to do that. I just want to use my stylus. So a stylus is this little thing with that tip, and it goes into the second clamp over here like this, like where a pen would be. So the way that this happens is when you have scoring, writing, and cutting on the same mat, you're going to follow the scoring, writing, cutting um, what's the pattern. So so first it scores, second it does the writing, and third it does the cutting. So in this case, if you have a maker and you want to use your scoring wheel, you don't want to use your scoring wheel, this is where you're going to make the decision. You have to change it on your screen, and then if you use a scoring wheel, you're going to go ahead and get your scoring wheel Look, I got 2 of these now. My thought was, oh, I'll have 2 sets, right? So there is the scoring wheel with the 01, which is there's 2 of these ends. 01 is for simple papers, which is what we're doing, but 02 is for thicker papers such as glitter, cardstock, and such. And you have to buy them separately, I think. So here's 01, and if I wanted to use the scoring wheel, I would take this out and put this in. But I don't want to use the scoring wheel. So what I'm going to have to do is put my scoring stylus in with my paper on here. Now I'm just going to use this mat just simply because of this. And now I'm going back to my screen. I'm going to make sure that I change the tool here. All right. And once you make the change, what fell? Something fell. Once you make that change, it will stay that change until you change the material. So let me show you that. Okay. So let's say you have two things that you want to cut out. Now this third one, it's very simple. So cutting it out in medium cardstock, that's probably the easiest thing. So you can have the medium cardstock and change your scoring stylus. But then if you're going to go do this front one and you want to use the stylus again and you want to change it, I would change it to cardstock for intricate cuts. You'll see here that my tools changed. So it's gone back to the single scoring wheel. We're going to change that to the stylus as well. Okay, so just be careful. And if you have loaded already without, if you hit the go button and you haven't made this change, the best thing for you to do, in my opinion, is to get the mat out of it. I'm having trouble with the word. What's the mat? Eject the mat and make the change and then start over. Okay. So those are just a couple of tips for you when putting together this or other cards. Let's put it together so you can see my thought process. And again, you don't have to do it this way. I just want to show you that there are all kinds of ways to do things. And that's what makes crafting with a Cricut so much fun. So here we are. So this is my inside piece. Let's just make sure. I hope I have all those three pieces. There are my three pieces, sort of like embellishments. And then here's my green. And this is my my white. I don't know why it didn't cut it right. So if that ever happens to you where it doesn't quite cut out, just use your True Control knife like this and you can fix that. Okay. Now, I did use a scoring stylus for this, but what I did was I went ahead and folded it, and I folded it both ways because when you have a front cover that has a lot of cutouts, you really want to make sure that it is going to fold properly because the fold will show off all of those layers. Now, here's the inside part. We're going to just fold this and leave it aside. Actually, sorry, excuse me. I actually use this paper, which is a basil paper that is like got a shine on it, but it's still cardstock. And so what I did, because I wanted to have this in here, is I put the paper with the shiny side on the mat so that the non-shiny side would be facing up, and that's where I would put my insert. So when I go to put this on, you'll see the shiny side. It's not that shiny, but it was a little extra touch that I kind of liked, and I had this paper, so I figured I'd do it. Not necessary. Okay, so then what we're going to do, this is the front, this is the back, and we're going to look at the two inserts. Some inserts have more cutouts than others. So here is this one, the red, and here's the green. If you get confused, look at the number of cutouts. So this clearly has less cutouts than this one does. So that means it is going to be the back. And then we're going to put this one here, and you see by laying it over there, you'll see all of the green bits through. You can also do it like this. If you can't see the colors there, then you know you've got it wrong. And this is a really helpful thing to know when you're putting together like a card that has 5 layers, 6 layers, okay? And so we're going to glue these two together. Then we're going to glue it to the back here. I got my glue. Now, listen, I love this. People often ask me, what glue do you use? These are the two glues that I use. However, this time of year, finding them is a challenge. So if you have to, you can buy these little sort of quilling glue bottles and fill it up with any old glue that you want to use. And this way you can have a very specific, very fine point here, which you're going to need for this card. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to make sure that I'm in camera. Yes, I am. And I'm just going to start dotting. Now, this is real important because look at how precise. First of all, remember, you're going to cut this out with intricate cut. If you don't, it might tear at some of these very specific cuts. But I don't want a lot of glue, but I want to get it into the place where there is some glue on these little places so they don't stick out. And that's what the precision tip glue thing helps with. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. Sometimes too, just so you know, like all of the little pieces that are cut out don't come off. So you just need to, as the user, as the maker, take those off. And I'm going to put a little bit here, just a little bit, so it will tack down the piece and won't like lift. Because the worst thing is having a card that's all like lifted, and then if you put it in the envelope, sometimes it snares and then it rips and it ruins all your hard work. So it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, but it is one of the worst things about crafting with Cricuts. Okay. And then we're going to also make sure that there's glue all around these little pieces. We don't have to be that specific about it. It just here where these little tiny pine leaves are, we want to make sure that they're all going to be down on the paper. All right. And you'll see that my glue is kind of drying, so I do have to sort of work quickly. If I want to, though, I can come back and just touch up those dots. And then I'll finish it off with a sort of around the edge thicker line, but still not a lot of glue. The biggest mistake that newbies make is that they use too much glue. And using too much glue causes problems because your product, your end product, it doesn't dry quick enough. It's too thick, but it also can warp your paper. All right, so here's my green piece, and then I am just going to lay it over the green piece. I do not want to see green on these. See here, you see a little bit of green. This is why I like liquid glue, because then I can kind of move it around that I need to. All right. Now, why do I do it this way? Because if I messed up, I can come back and still make changes here. Like right here, I kind of messed up. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue here. I mean, you could do that at the end if you want. Now, if you have glue that comes seeping out because as much as you tried, it's still coming out between those layers, use something like this weeding tool, or you can even use your True Control knife, whatever you have on hand, to sort of pull it away from there. Okay, right here, it's a little piece. Next is the front piece. So this is the inside, and we're going to put it on here. So we're going to put the glue on the white. All right. So again, using an intricate cut tip, we're going to go ahead and get in on all of these little teeny tiny leaves. I'm even probably putting too much on. I'm serious about using very small drops here. I move it so you can see. All right. I'll work a little faster. Now, oh, look here. See, my cardstock kind of ripped here. That's okay. press it down, put a little tiny bit of glue there. But I'm going into all of these little parts that could potentially lift on the card. That includes here at this little collar, at these like the folds of the right here next to the head. All of these little places, I'm doing a little bit of glue, just a little bit, so that it's going to lay flat on my card. Lay flat on itself, I suppose. So here, with my little embellishments over here. So right here, over here. So it's not just like go in and put it around the sides, although you have to remember to do that. You really need to take the time and glue it this way. I know it's a lot of work, but in the end, you'll be much more pleased with your end result. And you won't have like all these glue stains all over. I mean, I know they say these glues dry clear, but I can still see them, especially on dark colors. I can still see where I messed up with the glue. So here you go. I didn't talk all weekend, so now I've got a messed up voice. Okay, inside, I'm going to take this, put it on the top. We are not going to want to see any white. That's so we know that it's perfect. I'm going to turn it around just to kind of look. And yes, this is going to be perfect. But let's have a look. All right. And when you press down, you might still see some parts that are lifting, like right here. Is there anywhere else? Nope, that one's good. That one's good. So if you want to get that glue in there, just go ahead and lift it. Where's my precision tip? Here it is. And don't bend it, because that's not good. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of like just lifting with one hand. Boop, let's get in there. Come on. I don't want to bend it. And I know my hand's in the way. Sorry, guys. But I'm trying to get it on this piece. There we go. And under here. And press it down. Have a little extra. So let's go ahead and take it off there. All right. Looks pretty good. I actually see a little bit of red here, but you'll do it better than I will. Okay. And then the last piece is our insert part. Well, the last layer, I should say, is our insert part. And when you add that, you can see the yellow. And here you do not need a whole lot of glue as well, but you don't need to worry about all these little layers. What I do is just put a little bit of glue, or you can use a tape runner if you want. And we're only doing the front of the card. We're not doing the back, because when you glue both pieces in, it causes a problem with folding when the glue dries. So see, that's my insert part, and I'm going to put it on here. It's ever so slightly smaller, so I'm using the fold to make sure that it's going to be lined up perfectly. See, this is not glued. All right, so there is our almost complete card. Then we've got our foil pieces to work on. So here are the foil pieces. And be careful with glue and the foiling. So this is going to, because when you get glue on the foiling, it never comes off. I mean, you could try anything, it just does not work. So the way that these are going to go in there is that first the gold piece is going to go down, then the red for the bow, and the green for the ornament. So I'm going to also use my precision tip, trying not to get glue on the front of the foil that would just ruin it. Here we go. All right. And I did get a little bit of glue that's coming out of there. So I'm going to try to get it to come off. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the red piece. Okay, then I'm going to flip it over, make sure it's all pressed down, put some more glue on there. Just so that it doesn't seep out though. Okay. And it's going to go right here on the top. And there you go. Now, this does not come with an envelope, further proving my my feeling that not all cards need to have envelopes, but you can buy a 5x7, or it's called an A7-inch envelope. And here is this beautiful card that you made and has all of these details. I mean, where are you going to find something like that, right? Do you love it? Use it. Yeah, tape runners are good for large areas, but not so good for these small little tiny pieces. And so tape runners can be your friend. Somebody mentioned an ATG last time we did a tape runner. An ATG stands for automatic tape gun. It's a rather large, it almost looks like, you know, the things that they used to use to mark groceries with, chick-chung, 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 that kind of thing. That's what an ATG looks like. It's a little too big for me, so I usually just buy these refillable tape runners. So this actually opens up like this. If I can get it, I don't want to mess it up. But even still, these refillable ones can be a little bit finicky, picky, or whatever you want to call it. So they're good to have, but I'm still a glue user for most things. Okay, that's going to do it for today. I can go ahead and put the link to this product, or to this project, in the description of the video. So if you wanted to do it, you don't have to make any of the changes. It will have this automatically in there. Let's see. Coming up tomorrow is actually, we're going to be doing these really cute, because she had a sale on them. If you haven't noticed, that Lori Whitlock is having sort of a daily, I don't know if it's 12 days of Christmas or whatever, but she's having a daily special, I should say. And you can find her shop at shop.loriwhitlock.com. And we are going to be doing, because I got them for so cheap, we're going to do these gift card holders. Now, she has, every day it changes. So every day, today is 40% off of 3D files. Okay. And this is the free file for today, I believe. So you click on that, and you can add it to your cart. And if you don't want to buy anything else, you just check out with that. Or if you want to go over to the 3D section and have a look, she has a lot of 3D. Oh, look at this cute 3D scalloped Christmas tree. Really pretty. I'm not sure if you need to put a code in? Yes. So the code is 3D40. 3D40. It will only be for today until midnight. And she's very, very careful about doing that. So let's say we go 3D, all 3D, and we found that I like this scalloped Christmas tree. I'm going to add it to my if I can get it there. I'm going to choose personal license. It's already on sale for $1.49. Okay, I'm going to add it to my cart, and then I'm going to go up to my cart. Whoops, did I do this wrong? No. Okay, there's my cart. I'm going to check out. Did I put my freebie in there? No, I didn't. So I'm going to go back and do my freebie because it's a freebie, you know? I mean, what the heck? Now, we're going to have a conversation, by the way, on how you handle all of your files. And so, I love these gable boxes. Oh my gosh, I could spend so much money all the time. And if you're like me, you can get a little bit carried away. So I do have a little system that I use. It works most of the time. So I'll tell you what that is. But I won't stop buying SVGs just because I don't have the proper system, or I can't possibly make all of them, because eventually I get around to making them. Okay, so here's me checking out with my scalloped Christmas tree. I'm going to put my information in there, and then under coupon gift certificate, I'm going to put 3D40. Okay, and I'm going to apply it, and now I'm paying 89 cents and getting two files. I'm getting a beautiful scalloped Christmas tree and a snowman pillow box for 89 cents. How can you go wrong? So that's shop.loriwhitlock.com. It's okay. So Paralead is asking about, let me just make sure I answer questions. Paralead is asking about mystery boxes. Digital mystery boxes. Digital mystery boxes take 6 months, I believe. I'm going to check with Cricut on that, but I think you won't get them until after 6 months, and then they might go, if they're not designer, then they will go into access. So there's this opportunity. So for instance, if you had a Star Wars digital mystery box, even after 3 months, you're not going to see it to it being in access, okay? Because it's licensed material. But possibly possibly the Rob and Bob stuff might get in there, and that is that could take, I think it takes 6 months. That's what I remember it being. Okay, so we're going to be from here, we're going to be doing Lori Whitlock files that are I saw them, they were so cute, and I was like, oh, I need to do this. And they are gift card holders that are really adorable. So let's see. I'm going to go to holidays and Christmas, I think. Is it here? Christmas, holidays. So I will post a link for that. It's not considered. What's going on here? Holidays, Christmas. By the way, pick up this Merry Christmas with the tree. It's free. And any other free things you got here. So let's just go all Christmas. And it is, this is new. These are print and cut. Christmas tree bundles. Okay. Oh, these are new. Oh man, what am I doing here? Okay. So, we're going to be making, where are they? They're gift card holders, and they're so cute, and I got them, and now I can't find them. So I will have to post a link for that. All right. I'm taking you too long. I will see you. Joy mystery boxes. I think, here's the thing about mystery boxes. Okay. They plan them they don't tell us about them, but they plan them in advance. So the last two mystery boxes that came out, the holiday one and then I think the Halloween one, those were planned a year in advance, and they were assembled in China, which is much easier for them to assemble there and have larger quantities. This is as a result of people wanting more mystery boxes. So, what they did was a year ago, they started planning to have these mystery boxes assembled a year in advance. And that way they can have more available so they don't sell out so quickly. That's what that's about. So, if you want to see things like infeasible ink and um, joy or any specialty type of thing, you're going to it'll be a little bit of a wait because it's like a 1 year turnaround. Okay. So I don't want to say they'll never have a joy box. They'll never have a press box. They'll never have a whatever infeasible ink box. They already had those, but just be aware of the fact that it's not like they just go to their warehouse and say, I'm going to throw $50 worth of stuff in the box. The box comes and it's the same box for everyone, with rare exception. Over the weekend, I saw a poor woman she ordered the holiday box and she got a bunch of weird random stuff, and I think it was just a mispick, and all she needed to do was go and contact member care because she didn't get her holiday box. But she was confused because she thought, well, a mystery box means I don't know what the mystery is, and that's not the case. A mystery box is you don't know when it's going to launch. You're going to know what's in it, you just don't know when it's going to launch. So that's what the mystery is. I know it's hard to understand that, but I happen to do that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock when we do these gift card holders. Here they are. Here they are. Holiday gift card holders. These were on sale, and I thought, these are perfect because they look like they stand up. So there's a Santa, a snowman, a reindeer who's so cute, and a penguin. So I thought we would do these tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we're doing the explosion box Christmas tree. And on Friday, freebies are back, and we are doing a freebie from Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. So head on over to Barely Art's website and you can pick up the SVGs. It's a shaker card that has a Christmas cactus inside, and we're going to put it on a card. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time, and we will see you again tomorrow, I hope, or on the replay. Do not forget to get your name in every day so you can win one of those 5 fabulous prizes. Okay. Take care, everyone.